Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to Booker T had a weird run in WWE. It's by Wrestling Premiere. Without further ado, let's get right into this.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
I should point out for the record.
Y'all should already know how we covered up in here. Absolutely. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. We coming for you, nigga. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
I should point out for the record.
We coming for you, nigga. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. Let's get right into it, though.
What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. When it comes to guys that had to readapt in a new environment and waited out until their turn, Booker T is a prime example of that. He had already went through a lot in WCW to establish himself. GI Bro, Harlem Heat, a long time in the mid-card division, and he ended up getting a big push near the end, but people barely talk about it. Booker was a 5-time WCW champion, having beaten Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, and Kurt Angle for the title. Yes, Kurt Angle, that happened in the invasion. And I gotta put it simply with Booker T. He's one of the most athletically gifted, one of the most distinctive wrestlers out there. If you turn Booker into one of those green default characters in the games and just have them do his movements, not even his moveset, it's very identifiable. He understands it. Booker's too damn distinctive, and then you add his natural charisma, the size, well, you have an impact player. So when you see Booker T's run, there's a lot to question, and yes, he did let go at times during his career, but when he was at his best, he was an amazing part of the roster. Wonderful talent, but when he came to WWE, they put him through the grinder. Now, the reason why I made this video is just to look at Booker T's odd career. It simply is odd. It's not exactly a normal one. His first moment in the company cursed him because he caused a slight injury to the face of the company, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This was during the Invasion storyline. In real life, a lot of the WWF guys were hostile towards the new WCW talent coming in, and this injury happened during the worst possible time for Booker T. Right in the beginning, Booker was positioned as the Alliance's biggest threat alongside Diamond Dallas Page. They then put Austin with them, and immediately his credibility fell. Why? Well, there was this one promo that highlighted the star power parity between WCW and WWF. So Booker T interrupted The Rock of all people, which isn't exactly the best thing to do. The Rock just stared in confusion over this perceived threat from WCW. Remember, I said perceived. Booker T? Who in the blue hell are you? A timeless quote that damaged the name Booker T. And also the quote that prevented Sting from showing up in the WWF. Do I believe Sting would have faced the same fate? No. But he would have to bend the knee as well, because this is Vince's world. But I do believe Sting would have been a valuable asset and booked in a similar way to how Undertaker was in the early days of Ruthless Aggression, just on Raw instead. Booker T was the sacrificial lamb for the Alliance. He did get to main event SummerSlam, but he also took a silly loss by doing the spin-a-rooney of all moves during the deep parts of his main event match with The Rock. Now, Booker T's not on the same level as The Rock, of course, but he could have looked stronger, because at the end of the day, while he was a former WCW guy, he was now their talent. But Booker was booked better than most of the Alliance guys. He got some random tag title run with Test, and then after the Invasion, found himself in a feud with Stone Cold. I wouldn't call this a feud because it was just Stone Cold chasing after Booker and whooping his ass. The silver lining in this was that Booker was hilarious. He dominated the screen anytime he showed up.
I hated the fact that never got a payoff. That never got a big payoff. As incredible as that feud was between Stone Cold and Booker T, it never got a proper payoff. It got a fucking SmackDown match. I think that's what it was. It was a SmackDown main event match between Booker T and fucking Stone Cold, and that was it. And we never got this again. They do my brothers. See how they do my black brothers? You see how they do my black brothers, man? You see how they do my black brothers in WWE? All the talent in the world and still not enough. Thanos. Now, is it me or is it a conspiracy, my bro? I'm just saying. Let's keep going.
His facial reactions, wanting to get a woman to fully confess to adultery, stealing the winning bingo card. It was so funny, but
Bingo
the
sucker
issue is that WWF typecasts you when you do comedy, especially as good as Booker T. They had this guy jobbing to Rikishi and throwing up all over Michael Cole, and the segment before this was something else. Booker cleaning himself in the bathroom, Rikishi was using the bathroom, and Booker was outraged. He's like, did something die in you or something? He's getting all angry, and then he learns from Rikishi that they have a match right after that, which basically kills him inside. He enters the Raw Rumble, gets thrown after 30 seconds despite entering last, and the Booker T name might as well have a translation for enhancement talent because he was not shining a lot. I'm kind of too dramatic about it, but there needed to be a huge change for him because it wasn't coming soon. A singles match at WrestleMania means something, but when you look at Booker's match in 2002, this guy had a match that revolved around shampoo. The build was him getting cucked by a shampoo company in Japan for Edge, and with regards to the match, well, the match wasn't bad, but it's Booker T, so he lost. And I feel like it was around this time where Booker realized that he had to get over by his own will as opposed to waiting for it. And while a story with Goldust in 2002 might sound like a punishment, the story ended up turning the tide. And
this shit was hilarious, bro. Goldust and Booker T was hilarious, bro. Oh, nigga, this. The one where Booker T was about to get it in. The one where Booker T was about to get it in, bruh. Had a little shawty, took her back to the motel. He was about to get it in. This nigga. Yo, this shit was comedy, bruh. Oh my god, bro. This was some of the best segments of Raw around that time, bruh. Oh man. The Star Wars one was even funnier. I'm about to go get medieval and whacked somebody ass in this bitch. Still can you think that, sucker? Bruh, that shit was comedy gold, bruh. Shout out to Booker T, bruh. That shit was hilarious.
Allowing for Booker T to forego that WCW reputation he had over the last several months. This story is held in high regard because Booker T and Goldust are polar opposites. Add to that, the dynamic between them shouldn't really work, but it does. We had Booker acting all high and mighty with an ego. Yo, I got no Booker T cups. He shows up, he's all angry. Then Goldust weirding him out, asking for a sip of his Slurpee, and in turn he could get a bite of his wiener. Wrong choice of words, buddy. It was hilarious. There was a time Goldust ruined Booker's sleepover, and he despised him because he just followed him around casually, and there was no way to escape. But he did learn to appreciate Goldust. These segments were some of Booker's best in his career, and something to look at proudly. Booker T started connecting more with the fans as a face way more than he ever did as a heel, which was wonderful. He was heating up fast, and the fans were all in. You see something like this and wonder how it would have gone down had WWE themselves invested everything they could into Booker T. Because remember, this guy's an athletic specimen, very charismatic. The spin-a-rooney as a move is something undeniable, but it just wasn't enough. He was involved in the World Heavyweight Championship story for WrestleMania 19, and I don't need to explain it, but I'm gonna, obviously. One issue I have with the story, other than the obvious, is that it didn't feel that big for WrestleMania. It looks like yet another challenger for Triple H. The match itself was enjoyable for me, but there's a bad moment to look at when Booker hits the Houston Hangover, because for a moment, it feels like the title was coming his way. Like, you could go watch that moment where he hits the Houston Hangover, and you're gonna feel something. But regardless, I think that because Booker was losing, the story shouldn't have been about race.
Hate this storyline to this day. To this day! To this day! To this day! I hate this storyline, bruh, because why didn't they let Booker T go over, bruh?
This day. To this day.
That's racist.
To this day.
That's racist. That's racist. That's racist. That's racist. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They ain't want to put a black man over, man. I still don't. Man, fuck this shit, man.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Man, we was all rooting for Booker T. Everybody was rooting for Booker T. It didn't matter what color he was. Everybody was rooting for Booker T. But nah, Big Nose just had to go over. Big Nose just had to go over.
People like you, the criminal past of Booker T, which if a story is told about, naturally shouldn't redemption come at WrestleMania 19, the biggest show of the year where Booker T overcomes everything thrown his way? It makes too much sense, but it wasn't to be. Booker fell down the card a bit. He was always chasing Christian in the Intercontinental Championship throughout the year, but even when he won the title, a back injury got in the way. This was very rough on him to the point where he was sidelined for months. Unfortunately, it was clear as day that the big Booker T main event push was not happening. In ring, he wasn't as electric as he was previously. You'd see some performances, but he wasn't hungry. Like 02 Booker T, he had so much hunger in him. He was like ready for it. And WWE sometimes obliterates that hunger you have because it's not possible to go further. And it's not some, I want to take the blame off me thing, but they typecast you and position you in certain places to where it's like, okay, I am a mid-carder now. Booker T found himself in a makeshift tag team with RVD that resulted in the creation of one of the worst mashup songs in wrestling history. Can you dig it? One of a kind. It's not so bad as a Booker T exit song, not even his entrance song.
That shit was ass, bro. That shit was ass.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
This day.
The fuck are you talking about? That
day.
shit stinks.
To this day.
Whoever got in the studio and put that together, kill yourself.
But they copied and pasted one of a kind throughout the song to remind you that it's also RVD's song when it's not. This tag team was good, but they didn't matter as much as Chris Benoit and Edge, who came a few months later, because those two, you know, Benoit was the world champion and all that stuff. It was short-lived and Booker T got traded to SmackDown. Suddenly he was depressed and hated life because SmackDown was number 2. And I do hate it for Booker T that he went to SmackDown and was doing almost the same thing as he was on Raw. He should be higher. You look at 2001 Booker T with all the confidence, and then 2004 Booker T, there's a huge difference. Booker T in 2001 is seen, at least from my perspective, as the next big star for the WWE. Not on Austin or Rock's level, because those two are from another stratosphere, but here, it's like he hated his life. And that's the storyline, but it's almost so good from his part that I almost believe he actually thought that in real life, which he didn't, because I read up on it. He found himself on Undertaker's hit list, and this resulted in some funny segments where he's trying to deal with the dead. And once again, a huge strength of Booker T's is comedy. He's super capable and always is the brightest star in the segment when it comes to comedy. This was supposed to be Brock Lesnar's spot, but he decided football was his real dream, and Booker T took that spot like that. And one does wonder what would have been of Booker T if he remained on Raw. It couldn't be as boring as SmackDown. And I'm not talking about the Undertaker feud, it's just everything afterwards, including the US title story, weren't that interesting. He gets fed to the Undertaker, then just magically becomes US champion. US champion Booker T wasn't that interesting, and I feel like he was too into that depressed, boring character ever since they moved him to SmackDown. He was starting to shine more, being featured more and all that stuff, but his later US title stories in 2005 and 2006 did not have that issue. It was just treading, and yes, Booker did main event SmackDown a lot of times in 2004, but SmackDown 2004 isn't exactly a show to be proud of to main event. He had this feud with John Cena, which was mid, a best of 5 series for the United States Championship. Cena's star was undeniable.
It was decent. It's decent. It was a decent feud. Because it was a best of 5. And I liked that. I liked that. I like the fact it was actually giving prestige to the championship. That's what I liked about it. It was giving prestige to the United States Championship. It made you actually give a damn. Plus, it was getting title matches on television.
But in ring, he wasn't notable. And I don't know why, but 2003 Cena is way better than 04, whether as a face or as a heel that year. The best of 5 was there. The best match together was not even in the series. It was actually the February 17, 2005 episode of SmackDown. Actually one of Cena's best normal matches up to that point. But Booker dropped the title to finally turn face. And the face turn is one of the best things that Booker had in his WWE run. It was very exciting. This was much needed because Booker T's character was mostly none. No fire and passion from him at all. But what followed was a transitional story with JBL for the WWE Championship, a short feud with Heidenreich, but then came a story which greatly highlights the need for a video.
Vince was on some of the finest of shit. I tell y'all, bruh, that nigga Vince was on some of the finest shit you could find. I don't know where Vince was at. I'm telling you, 2002 to 2006, these storylines that Vince was coming up with around this time, he had to be smoking some of the finest grams of that shit.
Oh, nigga, give me one more gram. Tell me that go. Oh, please, tell me that go. Oh, nigga, give me one more gram. Tell me that go. Oh, nigga, give me one more gram. Tell me that go. Oh, please, tell me that go.
that nigga was smoking on some of the finest shit. Cause this story, bruh, they was putting this shit on television for kids to watch, bruh. Imagine being a kid watching this in front of your parents, bruh. This shit was so wanna have sex with your wife, Booker. Not just any type of sex. Bestiality sex. This nigga was wild. It's like, your freaky ass, get your freaky ass on, nigga. Hell no. Your freaky ass on, nigga.
You's a freaky ass nigga. You's a freaky ass nigga. You's a freaky ass nigga. You's a freaky ass nigga.
I ain't gonna lie though, Charmel could get it though. All respect to Booker, but I'm just saying though, Charmel. I don't even know if y'all even seen Charmel today. To this day. To this day. To this day. Charmel is fine as a motherfucker, boy.
This day. To this day. To this day.
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
I'm just saying, bro. Charmel one of the ones, boy. I ain't gonna even hold you. Charmel one of the ones.
Lay your body down and let me touch your body. And you know what's going down, 'cause ain't nobody here to stop me. And I know you heard about my pretty reputation. But don't
It's a set of girl.
because you know how they
He hated on me. Bruh, hey, Booker T, a lucky man, boy. It's some lucky niggas, and boy, WWE got some of the luckiest niggas in the world, boy. Some of the luckiest niggas in the world. Booker T, Jimmy Uso, Trick Williams. Y'all some of the luckiest niggas in WWE I know.
Like this, because I didn't just wake up and think Booker T's WWE career should be the video, because that's simple. It's because his run constantly leads to a strange moment or feud, and you can't bring many wrestlers this career that have such strange and controversial stories to them like Booker T. Because why the hell is his real life wife Charmel brought in again to be involved in a story where Kurt Angle wants to have animalistic sex with her? And to look from another perspective, wasn't Kurt Angle clean cut and seen as too family friendly for the Attitude Era feds? Now he's turning into a predator. He looks like the experience has changed his life here, and from Kurt Angle's perspective, he's so loved that they had to turn him into a predator in order for his heel run to work. And everyone casually agrees to one of Vince's yearly controversial stories because why not? I want to have sex with your wife. The shamelessness from his face, the conviction, it's almost amazing. Then you realize what the story's about. But yeah, Kurt Angle, he played this role very well.
Yo, that match when he... Yo, oh my god, that shit is hard to explain to your grandma, bro. I swear to God.
You's a freaky ass nigga. You's a freaky ass nigga. You's a freaky ass nigga.
That shit is hard to explain to your grandma when you sitting up there watching that shit, bro. Not your mama, not your dad, your grandma, nigga.
Well, but Booker T did not shine in this story. That's mostly Kurt Angle, who showed that he can push his character further to look like a demented, obsessive person. Booker was not going to get his turn yet at the main event, as he had to wait. He had a good feud with Chris Benoit in the Best of 7 series for the US title again, but this time, Booker was winning matches without the knowledge of Charmel, or he had the knowledge, but used it to his advantage and finally embraced his role as a villain. Now this heel run is way better than his last one. For one, he looked like he wanted to be there. Number 2, Charmel added so much to Booker T. The way she talks so good about her man, help him in matches, always look hostile to whoever confronted him. Charmel's introduction to TV is the best thing that happened to Booker T since his partnership with Goldust. The Benoit Best of 7 was one of the better things that Booker was involved in throughout the years. These were his best matches in WWE, and similarly, the Best of 7 did.
Hey man, say what you want, man. Hey man, Chris Benoit, he wrong for what he did, but dude was probably one of the best in the ring, bro. He gave you some great matches, bro. Chris Benoit gave you some of the best matches, bro. Didn't know what he was going through at that time, but damn, some of the best matches on television came from Chris Benoit, bro. But but still though, that lock that nigga up. If he was alive today, lock that nigga up.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Held both men like it did in WCW, but this one had an issue seeing as Booker got injured in the middle of it. So Randy Orton had to come to the rescue, and those matches with Benoit and Orton were great. Some of WWE's best matches from 2006. Ultimately, the Benoit feud was a nice return for Booker T. It was something he could sink his teeth in, which couldn't be said in the previous years, because half of the stories either involved him being called all kinds of things, people like you, freaking Kurt Angle wanting to touch his wife. Why can't we just have a good old wrestling feud? Like, I know this is the era where everything was crazy, but sometimes normalcy is what's needed. Booker's 06 was off to a great start already, but then came the Boogeyman. Of course, Booker T would get this storyline, typical. He did a funny job of presenting the Boogeyman as a scary man, and it was so good that WWE finally felt that Booker's main event push should begin. But the performance does need to be mentioned. Once again, he was hilarious, always making a run for it and leaving Charmel behind, yelling and jumping in the air. It was funny. That said, it's always Booker T who's the one that's thrown in these stories. But with that in the past, seeing as he jobbed to him, he was not looking forward to the King of the Ring. And thus began King Booker. King Booker, as he calls himself because he's British, was a nice chapter in the career of Booker T, and one that I see as necessary. It's unfortunate, but this was his only way to the title solely in his career. Booker played it up, and it's practically his strongest suit in their eyes. So being comedy the entire time was helping him a lot, because some of Booker T's best work involved comedy. That's why he got those pushes. He turned into a British man only for most of the time, because when Teddy Long booked him in matches, well, he reverted to Booker T. The title finally came at the Great American Bash, and Booker became the main character of SmackDown. This made him a 6-time world champion, which is something I often forget because of how iconic the 5-time quote is. He had his loyal subjects, an elegant entrance, and Booker was practically living the high life. Now, flashback to kid me. I despise this guy so much. Everything about him as a kid used to piss me off.
I ain't had no hatred in my heart. I couldn't have no hatred in my heart. And no hatred for my black brothers, out here. We don't get that many opportunities, so shit. This was amazing right here for me. Until he started feuding with John Cena. Did it kind of like, I was like, come on, Book, don't do that to Cena, man. You could beat up Batista, but not John Cena, man. Oh, you gotta be there for the white man, my brother. You should be ashamed of yourself, my brother. The white man. It's John Cena, man. Come on, dog. Tell me some slack. Nah, my brother. Nah, my brother.
That's racist.
But nah, man. The King Booker shit, I was definitely a fan of this shit. This shit was hilarious, bro.
The British accent, yo, days are over. The way he'd run away from Batista, and it wasn't that long of a run, but it was very well deserved. A lot of the moments are quotable to this day. Batista's down. I'll see you at the Coliseum. All kinds of things. He's so ancient maxed in his head that he has to call everything by its old name. Booker's push faded, and he was far above what he was doing previously. It also helped that WWE's roster was very light in 2007, so when you look at it from that time period, he was very high in the pecking order. He main evented Vengeance Night of Champions, had a marquee match with Triple H at SummerSlam. The match itself was not marquee, but it was a big position, and his final appearance came in a main event match against John Cena on Raw. Then he was suspended, a part of the Signature Pharmacy scandal in September 2007. The King himself claims he was unjustly suspended, and feeling that his run was over, he requested his release and left the WWE in October of 2007. His TNA run wasn't exactly normal, but that's a story for another day. Now, Booker T went through the grinder in WWE, but even then, they just love to put him in odd stories because he always figured out a way. Even the way he won the world title involved that silly King character. Like, it just wasn't regular Booker T. They needed to do something funny. Now, the whole point of this video is just to establish that Booker T's 6-year run in WWE was just flat out odd. That's what it simply comes down to. And while making this video, I was laughing my ass off because of the odd situations Booker T found himself in, whether that's trying to commit, I don't know if it's witchcraft or whatever the hell it was, to fight the Undertaker, or the Kurt Angle story. There's a lot of stuff he did in these 6 years, and it's like, A lot of wrestlers don't go through these odd storylines within a 3-year span, let
Exactly.
alone 6, like Booker T. And that was the point of this video, is just to establish that he had a weird run. Even on commentary later on, he had a weird run, but that's a different story. So yeah. All right, what did you guys think of Booker T's weird WWE run? Please comment down below and answer for this video. Make sure you hit the scissors kick on the like button and perhaps the bookend on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one. Absolutely, man. Booker T. Black goats, man. Black goat, man. Fuck you, mean, dog. Still a black goat in here. My black brothers. We still in this thing. Even if his wife fine and shit.
You didn't say that. Tell me you did not just say that.
I'm just saying. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't blame Kurt Angle because shit, Charmel fine as hell, bro.
The time we want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
I should point out for the record.
I'm just saying, bro. Charmel fine as shit. I don't blame Kurt Angle. I don't blame Kurt Angle for one Booker T wife. But anyways, so that just go about do it for this one. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.
Horny, yeah.
I'm just saying though, Charmel fine as shit.